What's up, y'all? Preston from Fight Media 360 here. So, today this is a quick preview and prediction for Leon Rocky Edwards versus Nate Diaz. So now let's go through their stats. Let's start off with the Leon Rocky Edwards. So Leon Edwards comes into the fight with a record of 18 wins, 3 losses, 1 no contest. Stands at a height of 6 foot tall and fights out of Erdington, West Midlands, England. So now let's go to Nate Diaz. So Nate Diaz comes into the fight with a record of 20 wins, 12 losses. Stands at a height of also 6 foot tall and fights out of Stockton, California, United States. So now we got that out of the way. So now let's just now I'm just gonna tell y'all what both fighters need to do to win this fight, and then at the end I'm gonna tell y'all my final prediction for this fight. So again, let's start with Leon Edwards. So Leon Edwards, what he needs to do is kind of like what I said. Like he can't. But Leon Edwards can't go into the fight like trying to grapple. You know, he can't do that because when you're a wrestler, and when you're fighting a guy like Nate Diaz, you can't wrestle because you're in a dangerous position when you're gonna wrestle a guy like Nate Diaz. Because Nate Diaz has, like, in my opinion, he's the best submission artist right now, in my opinion, in the UFC. One of them. Definitely top 5. Definitely the best in the welterweight and lightweight division. So he needs to avoid the takedowns. Try to punch with Nate Diaz. Because I do think that Leon can punch, you know, but he is a big wrestler and he likes punching when he's on the ground, kind of like what I said in my other video with Adesanya versus Vettori. So that's pretty much what he needs to do, is avoid the takedown, try to fight on try to make it a stand-up fight, which Nate Diaz is pretty good at. So Edwards needs to pretty much score points against Nate Diaz, because Nate Diaz hasn't been in the octagon in 2 years. You know, he's like that. He doesn't really was it in 2000? Was it 2 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago, 2019. His last fight was against Jorge Masvidal, and he got TKO'd by a doctor stoppage, pretty much. So the doctor stopped the fight. I didn't watch the fight. I believe I watched the highlights, and Jorge Masvidal completely shredded him apart in that fight. So yeah, that's what he needs to do, is pretty much definitely avoid the takedown. Try to make it a scrap battle against Diaz. So yeah, that's all I got for Leon Edwards, is to make it a scrap battle and not take him down to the ground. But for Nate Diaz, what he needs to do to win is, I would really like to see a little bit more wrestling of Nate Diaz, because he would make a lot of success if he wrestled, you know, because in my opinion, I think Nate Diaz is a better striker and a better person on the ground game than Leon Edwards. But the whole point of this fight is, the whole result of this fight is pretty much of how Nate Diaz does in this fight, because I do expect Nate Diaz to come into the fight kind of rusty, like a little bit of ring rust, you know, kind of like in boxing, you know, ring rust. But so yeah, he just needs to. I would love to see more um um grappling from Nate Diaz, because Nate Diaz, even though he's a very, very, very good submission artist, he has like 11 submissions. That is a lot. But I would really love to see him wrestle. Even in like Nate Diaz years of fighting, we never really seen him force we never really seen him force somebody to the ground, pretty much. He hasn't really forced somebody to go to the ground. And then also try to beat Leon Edwards in a punching battle, which I'm pretty sure he will. He's definitely a better striker than Leon Edwards. Like the chin of Nate Diaz. Even though Nate Diaz has got TKO'd twice, but he's not like a person, in my perspective, a person that gets completely knocked out. Diaz is a very, very tough fighter. Usually I think those two stoppages were when the ref called it. But he did get submitted once. Let's see who he got submitted by. So let's see. I'm on my. Alright, so he got submitted by Herms Franca. I don't know who that is, but that was way back in October the 12th, 2006. So that it was and I was born in 2006. I was born a little bit before that fight happened, though. I believe so. I was. No, that was before. Anyways, so yeah, so pretty much I would like to see more wrestling of Nate Diaz. I would like to see, just pretty much just more wrestling, because if he forces Edwards to the ground, he's gonna win the fight. He's such a dominant fighter when it comes... Like, Nate Diaz is such a dominant fighter when it comes down to like, ground games in like, the octagon. I might sound like I'm biased, but really, like, he's not even in my top... Nate Diaz isn't even in my top 10, so I'm not being biased with them. But I do like Nate Diaz, but he's just such a very dominant fighter when it comes down to fighting on the ground, because like he's like a first class submission artist. Like I can't really see in my perspective a better submission artist than Nate Diaz, especially in the welterweight and lightweight division. He's a very, very tough fighter when it comes down to the ground game. So yeah, so that's what he needs to do, is force Leon Edwards to the ground, and also win on points, like win like strikes, against Leon Edwards on like, on the, what I mean. I kind of forgot what it was. Like a stand-up fight, pretty much. He needs to win by a stand-up fight too. I'm pretty sure he will. So yeah, so my final prediction for this fight, for Leon Edwards versus Nate Diaz, it is a tough fight. It also depends of how Nate Diaz comes into the fight. But my heart says Nate Diaz by, I would say, a submission. I think that I have a feeling that you're going to see, Nate Diaz kind of like force Edwards to the ground. And I do think that Edwards is going to try to grappling. That's not going to be good for him. So that's my prediction is Nate Diaz by a submission. So thank y'all for watching this video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'm Preston from Fight Media 360. And again, thank y'all for watching this video.